everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In this episode, I'm going to show you a piece that I did for the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds. Did you know that the Wisconsin State Fair has a rich history dating back to 1851, when the first state fair was held in Janesville along the banks of the river? I was asked to do some animals that would reside in Wisconsin, so I figured I'd pick a handful and let her rip. Maybe I'd get a little help from old Bill Canziora on the way. My name is Jeff Mohr. I'm the Northwoods Carver, and thanks for seeing what I saw. This is the day that I scheduled a job at the state fair. We're going to go down to the state fair, the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds. We're going to be staying at the Hampton Inn, I think. The Hampton Inn is pretty nice. And Bill's going to sleep in the truck, and I'm going to go.
I am. No, he said you were sleeping in the truck.
No. I said I'll have the truck. And you can wake up every hour or so and turn the heat on for a minute. Yeah. Just don't use all of my gas up. So Bill is going to be my wingman slash. I should let go of the wheel. He's going to be my wingman slash helper, but I think I'm going to let him carve quite a bit.
I'm excited.
You are?
I am.
Well, the last one we did together was the Peshtigo one, wasn't it? For now, we got about a 2-hour drive and we're about 15 minutes in, so. Welcome back, everyone. We made it, we're here. This tree right here, this is the ash tree in question. It's a leaner. Nobody likes carving leaners. I know I don't. It's kind of hanging off to the right. Anyway, we are between the U.S. Cellular Terrace, Anyway, me and Bill are here to carve some creative wildlife, Wisconsin wildlife, into this tree. And as you can see, Bill already took a couple whacks at the bark with the spud, and we're done. So we're gonna pack up. Okay, see ya. I told Bill if he does a really good job taking the bark off, he gets to keep that ribbon back there. That's a pretty good deal.
That's news to me.
All right, great, right? Yeah. And then, as you can hear, there's a lot of construction going on around us. Over at the Krispy Kreme, is that the Krispy Kreme? The Cream Puff Pavilion. Anybody that's been to this place knows what that is. We're gonna start off doing a little bark removal, and then we're going to go from there. So stick around and we'll see if we can't get through this speedy footage all in one stroke. So stick around. Well, yeah, it was pretty sweet. We had a whole crew there to help us unpack, so Bill had a much easier time of it, and I had a much easier time. Well, speaking of easy times, those are over because Bill is now attempting to slay the bark off of this old dead ash tree. And it was hard as a rock, as they all are. They're not that fun to carve, I can tell you that. But Bill was up there with my 400, and he was really giving it to her. And we made this simple adjustment, and that is I discovered some disturbing news from above. Ugh, gosh, I hate when this happens. You know, I'm a seasoned guy. I should be able to figure this kind of stuff out ahead of time, but for some reason, it got past me.
Yo, what's up, dude?
What's up, player?
Sorry, I'm back. Bill's back. So, we have a problem. The tree back there is got a rotten core, and I didn't notice it until I got to the top. Of course, if you're a wood carver out there and people send you pictures of the tree, see if you can get a picture from the top. Because I drove all the way down here thinking this was going to be a good tree. It's not a good tree. I mean, there's 6 inches of good wood, and then the entire core is like black and rotten. It's an ash, so I guess it's typical. But So now we're gonna pack the whole dog and pony show back up. And we're gonna head back to our place, my place, the Mojo Dojo, and we're gonna carve a different carving to put here. So stick around for the next part of our journey. Bummer.
It's gotta be cool.
You're not cool. Well, due to the series of unfortunate events, we had to, actually, when we abandoned ship, when we left there with our tails tucked between our legs, we knew that it was probably going to be better off that we were doing this piece at my house with the comforts of home all around us. Yeah. So as I started thinking about which animals I wanted to put on here, I had lots to choose from, obviously. We have a lot of wildlife here in Wisconsin. And I thought, well, I got to find a way to take up some space, pretty good space. And I was thinking, how about a sandhill crane with its wings up or something, like a dancing crane, like a dancing, prancing crane. You know how they do their fancy dance or whatever. But I wanted to be able to span at least a good section of this wood, because I didn't want to just have a bunch of things stuck together. So I wanted to have like this really beautiful presentation of this wing from the one side, and as you can see here, I've got the dancing crane kind of in there already, and now I'm just messing around trying to do the nose on the bear. And as you can see here, I'm adding an ear because that's what I do. If I didn't like the angle, I just decided to create a flat and let my wife help me glue this thing on. And I had a block that I had upstairs in the shop off another project, and I was like, well, this will work. So I just went ahead and we got that thing pretty dang tight, and we were able to glue it on, and because of the temperature, it was set up pretty dang quick. So I just started to, once I put the screws in, it didn't take long before I was able to add that ear. Well, and here we are with the badger. So there's a sandhill crane, a badger, a bear, a sandhill crane, a badger, a bear, and a eagle and an owl on this. And I just wanted to kind of make it a flowing piece using whatever my normal thing is to just add flow, whether it be something that is something that you can make sense of, or maybe not. Maybe I don't want you to make sense of it. Maybe I just want it to flow. And that is how I am. That's my bread and butter. I can't help it. It's just the way it is. But as you can see, there's swirls and there's all kinds of things going up. There's a theme that comes from the bottom of the carving, as you can see. And you can see the swirls coming up all through. So it could represent grass or reeds or wind, or it could be a lot of different things. And in the back, I did like a little version of, oh, there I am putting in the eyes and getting everything squared away, details wise, doing a little texture. Yeah, there he is. And then you can see how the swirls just kind of curl around and encapsulate them. And here we are. Here you can get a pretty good idea of what the sandhill crane is kind of doing off the side. I wanted to raise up those feathers to give it a little bit of lift, just so they stand out a little better, and it worked out pretty good. And then in the back, I decided to put for whatever reason, I decided to put the Wisconsin dells, like the bluffs of Wisconsin, in the back with trees and a moon, and I thought it turned out all right. And then you'll see, here I come, flying through this, just trying to find a kind of a pine tree that I would like, that I think looks okay enough to be on the carving. And There you go. I settled with those and then created the bluffs beneath, as you can see right here. Right, the bluffs. Just rocks, but they're a specific kind of rock. I'm not sure exactly, like a sandstone or something? I don't know. Or is it granite? I'm not exactly sure what it is. But they're old and they've been around a while. So we have some pretty spectacular bluffs along the Wisconsin River and the Mississippi River. So yeah, if you ever get a chance to come check it out, or you can just look at this video. Same. There, you've seen one, you've seen them all, right? Well, anyways, so we've got Pam helping me out and my little puppy Daisy in the background. And as you can see, we're just trying to draw in the Wisconsin State Fair symbol. And I just thought it would take up a nice little bit of space. And it did. It actually looked kind of cool in there. And I'm glad I did it. And then I just used the gouge to complete the bottom part to make it look like bark. Just regular old gouged bark. And if any of you have never used a gouge, you should probably get one. It really does help with the finishing touches. So once you get the piece, all the things laid in, then you really don't have to worry about how you're going to finish it up, as long as you can use the gouge to make your bark. It really saves a lot of work. And there I am with the gouge doing the bottom. And it was sucking because I can't get on my knees anymore. My health is a little bit not so great. So my wife just kind of follows me around with the chair, puts me in the chair, and I can sit down and take a break every 5 or 10 minutes, and I can go all day that way. Anyway, here we are burning and brushing. Osborne brush is the thing. If you don't know what one is, look it up. It's an amazing tool. And here comes the stain. So I went with a oil base Bayer product, believe it or not, and it's a an oil base redwood stain. And I thought it looked pretty cool. It did really look like redwood for sure. And then I wanted to highlight everything as I painted. And just and that's exactly what I did. And it really did. It turned out pretty cool. I like the color. The coloration was pretty cool. You can't really see in this video. It's either great light or horrible light, and nothing in between. And I did have to use filters, unfortunately, just because it was so bright. And the camera lens is filthy, as you can see. Of course, that's one of the things that happens when you're a chainsaw carver. Your lenses will get super dirty. There you go. So just pay attention to that. Here I am painting the little badger guy. I wanted it to look like a badger, as much as I could anyway. It looks as much like a badger as the bear looks like a bear, or the eagle looks like an eagle, I guess. There we go. Now you can see me coming in. I think we're going to go in for a little more highlights and a little more color. I think it really accents well with the redwood stain that I put on there. And, it is what it is. That stain sat for 2 days, and I just wanted to make sure it's good and dried up before I started doing all this stuff. I didn't want the stain to blend with the colors and become a mess, so I wanted to make sure it was 100% dry. 100%. And I did. And Pam was there to help me every step of the way. And now you can see things really coming. This is like the end of the painting. This is where I got everything pretty much where I wanted it, except for that I didn't like the way the badger looked, so I just had to do some airbrushing just to clean it up and separate the blacks and the whites and the grays and that's what I'm doing right here for sure. She's my other set of eyes, so if I find myself getting to the point where I don't care, I make sure my wife gives me her 2 cents. We'll just do it her way. And here we are at the Wisconsin State Fair. The Wisconsin State Fairgrounds. That is the U.S. Cellular Pavilion, or something to that effect. And then this is the exploratory area is where this thing actually went. Right by the Cream Puff Pavilion. What do you know? They named a pavilion after me. Well, we're getting close to the end here, so let's just see what I have to say now. Welcome back, everybody. This is the end of this road. This baby is in its permanent home for now, anyway. I don't. They might have some more plans to move it onto a concrete pad, or not sure yet. But here it is. There's more in the back, but we have our badger. We got our dancing sandhill brown, or the black bear. Up top we got an eagle bust and an owl, and then in the back we have the Wisconsin the Wisconsin Bluffs, and basically the insignia of the Wisconsin State Fair right there. So that's about it. Hopefully everybody enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe and smash that notification bell to let us know that you care. All right, everyone. I guess we'll see you on the next one.